Peter, what impact is blockchain going to have as you see it in terms of where we're going? You know, Roger spoke about it having one of the top 3 trends. Why is it so important for people to understand it?
At Singularity University, we study exponential technologies. These grow with the power of the nodes that participate in a network. The simplest example that all of you are familiar with is the computer chip, which is itself a network. And 50 years ago, a self-fulfilling prophecy was formulated by Gordon Moore, one of the founders of Intel, that thousands of engineers all over the world keep working on to make sure it is fulfilled. And they have been able to. Your computer, your mobile phone kept getting better and better over the years. You have supercomputers in your pockets today. And the internet itself is an exponential technology. A lot of people were looking at the number of servers on the internet in the 80s or beginning of the 90s, and they were saying, this is not going to go anywhere. They were not able to predict that doubling the number of people and computers on the network, soon it would be billions of people, which we have achieved. The blockchain is itself an exponential technology that adds an extremely important economic vector, an incentive for the network to perform better and better, faster and faster, serving not only pure human needs, but also serving machine needs in the Internet of Things that in turn serve humans, of course, but they execute tiny transactions, they execute things that we don't want to do. If you go in a kindergarten and ask the kids if they want to be a truck driver for the rest of their lives, none of them will tell you, yes, that's what they want to do. And by the time all the trucks and the cars will drive themselves, it will be a great achievement that will unlock incredible amounts of human potential today wasted to do things that machines can do. So with the blockchain, what you actually achieve is the possibility of measuring things that were not measurable before, and as a consequence giving them value, and as a consequence creating entirely new markets. And these markets are not subtracting, but adding to an open economy, which is an open system. Anybody who comes to you and says, AI is going to steal jobs, doesn't know what they are talking about, because human creativity and our capacity and passion to satisfy our needs and to find solutions for the needs of the others is going to outpace what the machines are, quotation marks, taking away. We will use those machines to do even better. The blockchain is really at the beginning. I have been talking about it for many years, and I have people coming to me saying, David, I've heard you talking about Bitcoin so long. Now Bitcoin is $10, it's too late. And I say, no, it's not. And then a little bit later, somebody else comes to me and says, now Bitcoin is $100, it's too late. No, whatever is the exchange rate between Bitcoin and the pound or the dollar matters for those who want to speculate financially on this, whether it goes up or down. And now, actually, you can also short Bitcoin if you want to on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and some people are shorting it. But what really matters is that we are building a new infrastructural layer that, by definition of exponential technologies, within the next 10, 20 years, is going to change our lives more deeply than not what we have seen with the internet. And whether it is self-driving cars or swarms of intelligent robots mining the asteroid belt, you can bet that none of those networks are going to be based on credit cards or banknotes or paper checks, but they are going to be based on something like what we call today blockchain.
So if I just hear you clearly there, what you just said, just in case people didn't get it, is that blockchain is going to have a bigger impact on our lives than the internet did over the last 20 years. Is that correct?
That is what I am saying, and I am happy to take note and come back in 20 years and see whether I was right.
It's fascinating. There was in this building, there's only 3 rooms you're allowed to use a cell phone in, I got into trouble for taking out my laptop. So my point being is that I went down to make a telephone call, and there was quite an old gentleman talking there about how technology had changed his life, and now he no longer had to come in the city, and he could stay at his house in the countryside and have meetings, etc. online. And my point being is, if you think about what an impact it's had in the last 20 years, just imagine what blockchain is going to do.